You ever get that feeling, that nagging feeling, that you're being punished for saving money? Like the whole system is kind of working against you? Well, you're not imagining it. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on this really weird paradox at the very heart of our economy, one that messes with your wallet every single day.
And it all kicks off with a puzzle that's sitting right there in your pocket. Yep, I'm talking about your money and the choices you make with it. And let's be honest, it often feels like there's no right answer, right?
So here's the big question we're tackling. Why does saving your money, the thing we're all taught is the responsible, smart thing to do, why does it so often feel like you're fighting a losing battle? It's almost like the system is designed to nudge you, to push you, to spend it instead. And to figure out why, we've got to look under the hood at the economy's actual blueprint.
Okay, so if we're going to understand why things feel this way, we have to ask a simpler question first. How do we even know if the economy is doing well? How do governments and economists take its temperature? Well, believe it or not, it pretty much all boils down to one single number.
And that number is the gross domestic product. You've heard of it, right? GDP? It's plastered all over the news. Just think of it like the giant scoreboard for a country's entire economy. But here's the twist. The way that score is calculated, that's where our whole money paradox comes from.
And this right here is the blueprint. It looks a little like algebra, but stick with me. Y, which is our GDP, equals C plus I plus G plus NX. Now, that's just fancy talk for consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports. I know it looks super academic, but trust me, this little formula is the key. It unlocks the entire puzzle. So let's quickly break that down. C is consumption. That's you, me, everybody buying stuff. I is investment. Think a company buying new equipment. G is government spending on things like roads and schools. And NX is net exports. But do you see the common thread here? Every single one of those letters involves one thing: spending, money moving. Which should make you think, wait a sec.
Because when you stare at that blueprint, that fundamental formula for what we call a healthy economy, you start to realize something really important is just gone. A huge part of our financial lives is completely missing from the equation.
Yeah, where are the savings, right? The money you work hard to put away for an emergency, for your future, it doesn't have a letter. It's not in the formula at all. And this is not some oversight, folks. This is the entire point.
And this is where it gets really interesting. From the perspective of GDP, there's a direct conflict. See, every single dollar you spend adds to C and makes the GDP number go up. But every dollar you save, well, that's a dollar you didn't spend. So from a pure accounting standpoint, saving doesn't just do nothing for GDP. It actively takes away from that all-important C for consumption.
Now, you can see how this creates what policymakers would call a problem. If too many people start saving too much money, that big GDP scoreboard starts to slow down. And well, they don't like that. So over the years, they've actually developed a playbook to fix this.
And the goal of this playbook is incredibly simple. Get that saved up cash moving again. They want to coax it out from under the mattress and push it back into the active parts of the economy, back into that C and I we just talked about.
So how does this playbook actually work? Well, it's a few steps. Step 1, people are saving too much and GDP growth is slowing down. Step 2, the policy response kicks in. They use two big levers: controlled inflation and low interest rates. Now, what does that do? It means the real value of your cash, just sitting there, starts to drop. And that creates a huge incentive for you to do something with it. You either spend it or you invest it in something, anything that might grow faster than it's losing value.
And make no mistake, this is not some accidental side effect. It is 100% the intended purpose. The source material for this explainer calls controlled inflation a pressure mechanism. Think about that. It's a tool deliberately used to shift your behavior, to get you to stop saving and start pushing that money back into the game.
So when you boil it all down, what you have is a system with a built-in preference. The economy, at least the way we measure it, is all about money in motion. It's about flow, not storage.
And this is a really important distinction to make. In the language of GDP, investment is good. That means buying things that produce more income. Stocks, bonds, a rental property. That helps the I in the formula, and the income it kicks off helps with future C. Savings, on the other hand, is seen as, well, not so good. That's just storing value in things that don't produce anything, like cash or gold. It doesn't generate that all-important flow.
Okay, let's put it all together in one place. Consumption, that's a direct, immediate shot in the arm for GDP. Investment, that's also a direct boost to GDP through I, plus it helps fuel future spending. But savings? From the cold, hard perspective of GDP accounting, it's just storage. It has no direct positive impact on that big scoreboard of economic health.
And that's really the bottom line here. The system isn't broken. It's actually working exactly as it was designed to. The way we measure economic success, GDP, is built to reward the flow of money, not the storage of it. And that is the root cause of that weird feeling, that money paradox we started with.
So, there you have it. The puzzle is basically solved. The economy wants your money flowing, either through spending or investing, not just sitting still in savings. Which leaves us with one last big question. A question for you. Now that you know the rules of the game, now that you've seen the blueprint, what's the right move for your money?